I'm Matt Thurber, Editor-in-Chief of AIN Media Group. And for today's AIN Debrief, we're going to meet the founders of Airfare, a unique manufacturer of pilot snacks that keep pilots healthy while they're on the road. With me today are co-founders Justin Steinfelder and Geremy Bass. So, gentlemen, what made you want to start a snack company for aviators, and why is it called Airfare?
Thanks for having us, Matt. This is really cool. It started, we both come from actually not the aviator side, not the pilot side, but the passenger side. Years ago, I was flying a lot. We both fly a lot, but I was flying like 100,000 miles a year for work, and noticed that it's kind of, I had to do a little more planning than usual, thinking about what I was going to bring, because I'm sort of like a health nerd. I'll go through a lot of trouble to bring healthy things on the plane, no matter the inconvenience. It actually doesn't feel that inconvenient to me. But the people I was traveling with, my colleagues, my boss, they all wanted the thing I had, but were always not planning that like that, and kind of would be disappointed when they didn't have it. And then eventually one day my boss actually said to me, hey, just whatever you get for yourself, get me one too, and I'll pay for both of them. So that was sort of the original kernel. And then other colleagues started asking about it. Friends asked how I traveled, how I'd stayed healthy, on the road, because they knew I traveled a lot and knew I was sort of into health. I'm a health writer as well. So that's kind of like the origin story. And then Geremy came along. I'll let him tell where he came in, and also why, when Airfare, the name Airfare came on, because it was actually right around that same time that the name was changed. It was actually a different name to begin with, which was called Wanderbox, which was a really bad name, and the box also didn't work for a lot of people on the go. It wasn't very portable. So then in was it late 2018 into early 2019, Geremy and I got together and Jer?
Yeah. I remember in December 2018, Justin called me. We were friends from college, which we can get into later. And he was embarking on this cool journey to try to solve this problem for passengers who it was really hard to eat well when they were traveling by air. And he said, do you want to try to do this with me? You're good at certain things and I'm good at other things, and this could be fun and we'll learn a lot, and it probably won't work. And I was into it. And so for 2019, we went about solving that problem and launched a product in the market that was a pouch of 4 healthy snacks that we had picked, that we sold to air travelers in, I think, October 2019. And when we hit the market, the people that were the loudest and the most consistently saying, screaming in some cases, yes, we need this for our lifestyle, were flight crew, were pilots and flight attendants. And Justin and I, we've kind of been studying businesses and reading a lot before Airfare and continue to. And the listening to your customers theme is something that we really try to stick very closely to. So it didn't take long, and then pandemic hit, and in around that time in early 2020, we just decided, hey, the people that are flying right now are flight crew. They seem to really have this problem more than others. And in talking to them, we learned more and more about their needs and how difficult it was for them, commercial, private, flight attendants, pilots, other people in aviation, just to maintain a healthy lifestyle when they were working. And so that was really the start of the kind of narrowed focus to try to solve this problem for them. And the name Airfare, Justin had it when he called me, and I liked it. I mean, it wasn't called that yet. It was called Wanderbox. But I remember Justin saying, airfare is a known word, and fare like food, and I think it's clever. And Justin thinks a lot of his ideas are clever, and I agreed with this one. And we, when we went live, like I said, in the fall of 2019, yeah, that was the name that we went with. So that's how we got to kind of into pandemic, focused on flight crew, and yeah, that's the start of the journey.
So presumably, Geremy, a big part of the problem during the pandemic is that so many airports, the restaurants either aren't open or they're so crowded it's impossible to get a meal, much less something healthy
Mm-hmm.
in time.
That definitely seemed like one of the things that was a tailwind for us, and that flight pilots and flight attendants kept bringing up is they had limited time as a part of the job and had to do a lot of prep work to bring their own healthy things, or kind of sort through the options on a crew meal or offer it at an FBO to find the right healthy stuff. But then when pandemic hit, they that what you brought up it was kind of another factor that made this problem more glaring and more urgent every time they flew, is there's nothing else out there. So it was an interesting time when for us, the traveler business kind of dropped very quickly, and
On the commercial side.
On the commercial side, right, which is where we started our focus. And then the lack of other options out there as restaurants closed and smaller airports and large airports started really cutting back what they were offering. It helped us, I think, stand out as an option, and we started to talk about that in our language too.
So, Justin, what is the actual product that people get and how do they get it?
Sure. Yeah. So the actual product, so like Geremy said, we started with 4 or 5 snacks. We say healthy. Actually, our hashtag we use a lot is actually healthy. And the meaning of that, so you know, Matt, is that there are a couple of nutritional rules that all the products, by the way, we don't manufacture them. We're not a manufacturer, we're a curator of sorts. We are finding these little natural foods products all across North America. From Costa Rica to California, Texas, New York, everywhere in between. And we are kind of bundling them, making them much more accessible, making them known, and then selling to them to people in a way that is easy to that's portable, that's convenient and easy to take along with you in this sort of on the go lifestyle. So the products are, now we have over 50 options. We started with 4 in one pouch. There was only one option in 2019, and that was the snacks you were going to get. There weren't choices. Now people can customize the snacks. They can pick them. And there are all these different brands from across North America. When we say healthy, or actually healthy, as we say, kind of tongue in cheek, is that they're all plant-based. There's no sugar added to any of them. There's no oil added, no sweeteners, so not even stevia or honey or anything like that. And they're all made of real food. All the ingredients in all the products is like a bean or a nut or a fruit or a vegetable. There's nothing else going on. There's no thickener or various kinds of chemicals that you would see in any even thought of as healthy products, right? There's always like a brown rice syrup or something like that going on to spike the sugar or the fat or whatever. And none of our products have that. So that's the first requirement. The second requirement is that it actually tastes good, as kind of rated by our customer base. If any snack falls out of favor by too many people, we'll get rid of it. And we have discontinued certain snacks because of that. And we will continue to, and then we'll continue to add more snacks. The goal being something around, I don't know, like 100 snacks that are actually healthy, that are all plant-based, no sugar added, et cetera.
Yeah. And the product itself has now evolved from being just a pouch you can get of 4 snacks that our team picks, to it's really a subscription service now, where pilots and flight attendants choose one of our plans, anywhere from 4 snacks a month to 25. And now we've just added one that's 50 snacks a month.
I know a lot of your listeners, maybe most of your listeners, are in the private space, Matt, and I just cut Geremy off, but the 50 snack and the 25 snack packs have been mostly that's mostly what jet customers. We also deal directly with businesses, jets, FBOs in the private space specifically, and the 50 pack snack, the 50 snack pack. Came by request. Hey, people were ordering 2 of the 25s and saying, look, it's not enough snacks, 25 snacks a month for an entire jet, obviously. So we kind of just opened that one up, and probably we'll get a bigger one in the future.
So I assume that preservatives are probably not something you want in the snacks, but a lot of people like to store snacks in the drawers of their galleys on their jets so they're ready for people. Is there a decent amount of hang time for these snacks so you can do that?
Yeah, I'm getting there's an airtime joke in there somewhere, but to the question, absolutely. We started thinking about for the 50 pack where we really fit in a drawer. We have dozens of snacks that are 9-month shelf lives, and some of them even more. Some are up to 18 months. So while we do have some that are 2-3 months that have fresh dates or things that make them mostly just the flavor changes, they don't go bad, but they kind of have a best by date of 2 or 3 months. There's a lot of options that have really strong, stable shelf lives for storing them on a jet, or in other instances when we have pilots that keep them in a go bag, in the flight deck or somewhere else in their life, that they can just keep them on a day when they didn't get a chance to prep their food.
And that was an important point, Matt, that you're bringing that up. I mean, the jet companies, some of the bigger jet companies, some of the fractional people we've been talking to recently, and as well as some of the private jets, they've been saying that exact thing. That was one of the key questions. Hey, what's the shelf life? Because the stuff we have in there now, even their snacks, I mean, even the non-perishable snacks, preservatives or not, would go bad. They had like very short shelf lives, whereas ours, I mean, they probably we're putting together the new average right now, but it's over 6 months on average. I mean, most of our, like Geremy was saying, there's a select few, maybe 10-20% that have a less than 6 month shelf life, but most of them are over.
Yeah. So Matt, you can see the journey. We started trying to help passengers with a small number of snacks. And then we slowly changed to now where we have more than 100 customers that are mostly flight crew that are buying monthly, picking their snacks, having them delivered to their house every month to help them on their line. And now what we're kind of hinting at here with the jetpack and some of our new partnerships is helping FBOs, charter companies, charter pilots. So we think there's a lot of exciting room in aviation to help solve this slightly different problem, but in the kind of same problem space for a lot of different people.
So who's the chief snack tester then?
I would say Justin and I are the initial snack testers, and we try to keep a really high bar. If we both don't love it, it doesn't even get a shot. But the chief snack testers are our customers. We like to give out samples and also just sometimes throw in one we're considering, and then we'll send a survey, or when we interview them, or send them a note and ask. And anything that doesn't get out of a 5-point kind of review scale, at least 4 stars, doesn't make the cut to be in our assortment. And I would say the other point I'll add is I think we do have some snacks that are polarizing. We like them, and a lot of our customers love them, but there's a taste there. Like we have like a freeze-dried snacking avocado. That's one of the flavors is roasted chipotle. I love it. It's a dried, delicious avocado with some chili powder and lime. Some customers eat it and they're like, "Get me away from this. I can never taste this again." Those, we want to leave those in there because a lot of people love them. But we're actually thinking about ways to kind of have a little badge on some of the snacks, like this is delicious, but polarizing in some way.
So what are some of the examples of popular snacks that just people keep coming back to?
Oh yeah. Justin, what are your top populars?
Well, I can tell you that. I mean, we have good data on that actually, Matt. Especially recently, there's one on the subscription people, so everyone can customize. If you're a member, if you're a subscriber, meaning you're getting it monthly automatically, you can customize your snacks. So pick from every one of the 50. If you don't like one, we'll send you a replacement snack for free. So we have people choosing snacks, so we know what people keep choosing. That's on the website side. That's on the subscription. Recently, I've been doing, and Jeremy's been to a few of them too. These pop-up retail shops or pop-up giveaway kinds of things at FBOs. So we've been doing one at Shelter recently in Fort Lauderdale, a couple different Shelters. We've been doing a lot of stuff with Shelter and Banyan Air. We've done it several times. And I can tell what people keep buying and like immediately and then they'll buy like another 4 of them, or something like that, because they rarely would you have seen the snack. If you just come by, if you're coming through the FBO and you see these, you're not going to have seen them elsewhere. And some people just eat them right in front of me. Or they'll say, what's this? Because some of them are quite like unique. And I'll say, I don't know, try it, here's what it is, but you can try it right here for free. And so I know what people kind of instantly like. So that was a long-winded intro, but so we have one very popular snack. It is it's a company called Nunu, which is a Costa Rican company. They have a couple of different good flavors, but the one that is most popular is definitely the apple pie, and it has ingredients like apples, a few different kinds of nuts. I think there's date in there. But just the mix of it and the fact that it's like I think it's like 100 calories and it's still kind of filling, weirdly, is a very popular snack. People keep buying that.
Another one I'll throw in there just because I was eating it yesterday in the office. Sorry to our inventory team. There's a company in the Boston suburbs called Healthy Truth that makes a number of our snacks, but they have 2. One is this just very simple dried mango slice. And Justin and I have tried a lot of mangoes. It is outstanding and one of our most selected snacks. Really, really
hands
good.
down the best mangoes, the dried mangoes I've ever had. Hands down.
I believe I just tried those, and they were good because you could tell there was no added sugar, and it's just the fruit, and it's not too sweet. It's not too ugly looking because it's not processed and everything. It looks good and tastes good.
They have a couple almonds, but they make a pizza almond. Pizza almond are really popular. It's like an oregano. It's again, no additives. It's just sprouted almonds with a mix of spices that taste like pizza. And then Justin was throwing in the salt and vinegar almonds, which is another kind of really unique flavor with a healthy nut.
Which I think did you have those, Matt?
Yeah, I did try the salt and vinegar almonds, and it was good because the salt and vinegar was not overwhelming. It was subtle.
Yes.
Unlike a salt and vinegar potato chip where they just assault you with it.
Was that a pun, Matt? That they assaulted you?
That's right.
Oh, wow. Matt, anything else that stood out from the samples we sent you?
You had the Thunderbird bar?
Oh, yeah, the Thunderbird bar. That was good. It had a good consistency. It wasn't like some of these bars, you try to eat them, and it's like a block of rubber.
Right.
This one tasted good, and it had good mouthfeel. I liked it.
Nice.
I'm saving some more for upcoming trips, so I'll have to report back after that one.
Please do. Yeah, tell us if there's any that we should cut, but I think all the ones we sent you are some of our popular ones. And then the other one I'll throw out that's been a stalwart snack since the beginning is a company in Brooklyn called Raw Bliss Balls. They're these date and berry. The flavor's very berry. They're these date and berry, bars with coconut crusting. People love those, and those examples just show like you got Costa Rica and Brooklyn and right outside of Boston we have Thunderbird from Austin. We have 50 now and going on soon to be 60 and more that are hard to find around the country in local retail. And, I think one of the benefits that our customers discover as they join us is they get to go on and pick from these snacks they've never heard of. They're supporting really cool small businesses, and they all taste really good. So we have fun tasting them, to your question, and we enlist our customers to help.
You're not going to find them at your normal, regular airport either.
Oh, no. Well, you're not even going to find them at Whole Foods. I mean, most of the snacks that we have I'd say 10% of our snacks, maybe less, are in Whole Foods, and those are really just regional Whole Foods. They're not snacks that you would see in any place usually.
So what's next for Airfare? What do you guys have cooking up in the test kitchen?
Well, we got one exciting thing I'll talk about, and I'll let Geremy talk about the rest. One really cool thing. This is actually on the commercial side, but it's kind of like a big thing we're working on getting out right now, so it's top of mind. You got Geremy over here in Boston, where our shipping is. Geremy just made muscles into the camera.
Those are my snacking and shipping muscles.
The thing we're working on right now is on the commercial side, but it's with Clear, the security company, airport security company, and they're going to be sampling, giving out just to unsuspecting Clear members coming through the security checkpoint at LAX and Austin on February 18th. They'll be giving out little mini pouches, we call them. They're kind of half a pouch size mini pouches with 2 snacks in them. You've seen the full pouch, Matt. Those come with 4 snacks. The minis come with 2, and it'll have a card in there with a code for a discount that they'll be handing out. So that's something that's really cool. Clear being like a great business, something that I use all the time. So the lucky people will get one of those. So that's one thing that's on the docket.
Yeah, and then we've moved pretty heavily over, I would say, the last 2 months into the kind of private charter and FBO space. We've done retail kind of pop-up shops to let people sample snacks, buy snacks, sign up for subscriptions. Justin mentioned a few, Banyan and Shelter in different locations in Florida. And so through a lot of those events, we're growing and signing up customers, and we're learning a lot about other ways that we can help people stay healthy in the job. And then we've also forged a lot of these partnerships where, to kind of one of your questions, Matt, we think that this could be a really good substitute or addition to what jets have as stock snacks on the plane right now. So our hope is to be able to help more and more people this year through subscriptions, through our memberships, and then also be available for them in other places when they're flying, whether passengers or pilots, at the airport in kind of a retail location, on the plane, because the jet company, the charter company stocked it. So we're trying to kind of expand the channels at which we're available for people to find our snacks and encounter us and stay healthy.
So Justin, how can people find Airfare online?
Good question. Yeah. So you can go to airfarepouch.com. You can check out our Instagram, of course, which is at airfarepouch. So it's AIRFARE pouch.com or at airfarepouch. And yeah, I mean, we do, that's how you can find us online. We're working more and more of these partnerships as Geremy's said, with various charter companies, and we're looking to, serve other charter companies. Should you know any, Matt, or should your listeners who are interested in supplementing, the M&Ms or whatever with some healthier options for passengers and crew. And another thing that my esteemed partner just brought to my attention, we also, because AIN was nice enough to have us on here, also want to offer the listeners of AIN a specific discount code. So you can just, at the checkout, if you want to give Airfare a shot, you can go to the little discount thing and put in AIN 25, and that'll get you 25% off your first order. And as I may have mentioned earlier, we have a no questions asked refund policy. So you can get it. I know it's a new kind of product. There's new kinds of weird snacks in there that you never heard of. Maybe you'll hate the avocado. Maybe you'll love it. We will, if you don't enjoy your experience, we'll refund it 100%, no questions asked. And any snack you don't like, we'll replace it for free.
Yep. So AIN 25 is the one, just to make sure I heard it right.
Very good. Well, Justin and Geremy, thank you for telling us about Airfare, and keep us posted on new developments and also exciting new snacks that come your way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Matt, for having us on. It's been a lot of
Great
fun.
to talk to you. Appreciate it.
And see you later.